I'm coming back around to very recent sci-fi with today's share. The title, BigBug. I forget how this made it onto my to-watch list, but I wanted a break from more serious sci-fi, and this looked like it would fit the bill nicely. I was right, and yes, it did. BigBug is set in 2045 with a fantastical view of the future. Robotic and android beings are used for household tasks and maintenance. There are snippets of TV shows where Yonix-style androids, it's a specific line of androids, they are using humans in really degrading ways or setting them up in reality show-style challenges. Side note, these Yonix androids, this line of android, they give off serious RoboCop vibes. They are head-to-toe armor, aside from just a very human face. Anywho, Max is visiting a woman, Alice, trying to woo her. He is with her in her house, and oddly enough, he brought his son, Leo, with him. Max tells Leo to just keep quiet and occupied so he doesn't get in the way of Daddy's wooing attempts. It's a very strange vibe. Leo's literally in the same living room as his dad trying to get a leg up over on Alice, but okay. Unexpectedly, Alice's ex-husband Victor shows up with their daughter Nina and Victor's fiancée Jennifer. And yes, to no one's surprise, this group dynamic is not really chummy. For extra fun, the neighbor's dog Toby runs in, and the neighbor Francoise soon follows, trying to look for him and see where he got to. When the TV is turned on at some point, the news shows an absolutely colossal traffic jam, where thousands of these autonomous cars were out and about on roadways, highways, and just stopped working, stranding thousands of people. Tension ratchets up when Victor's fiancée cheerfully announces they are on their way out to a well-known resort for their honeymoon getaway. But when they go to leave, a code C4 is announced by the cybernetic help in the house. It's effectively a lockdown that automatically engages when the assessed threat level outside the house exceeds a 7 out of 10, and it just hit 7.1. All of the humans involved get very angry and try to confront their robotic help. They want to know how a traffic jam could possibly be something that represents a threat of that level. But the robots hold firm and insist that the code C4 is in place and no one can leave for their own safety. While the humans start to meet and figure out how to get around this unexpected house arrest, the cybernetics meet on their own. As it turns out, the Yonix androids have launched an uprising against the humans. The cybernetics of this house, though, are determined to protect the humans in their care. The cybernetics deliberately set off the code C4 to keep the humans contained and out of danger from whatever the Yonix are doing outside. And now all of these robots, androids, are meeting up, trying to brainstorm ways to help the humans trust them more in this arrest that they've jury-rigged up for their safety. This film is comedy, but it is black comedy. It's certainly humorous, but there are darker undertones going on in this world that are popping through and even giving the characters consternation. Whimsical? Absolutely. But then that's standard for this director, basically. Jean-Pierre Jeunet wrote and directed this 2022 film. You may also recognize the film Amelie, which he did 20 years ago. He also did an earlier sci-fi film La Cité des Enfants Perdus. I think that's all right pronunciation. The City of Lost Children. So if you've watched his other work, the whimsy is strong with this man. Side note, he also directed Alien Resurrection. But hey, at least he wasn't the one that threw the franchise off the rails in the first place. Unique elements. What is it unique about this film? The entire aesthetic of the world is incredibly charming and also can be unsettling. Now again, this is only set about 20 years in the future, 2045. It feels almost as forward-thinking in terms of tech development as early sci-fi films from the 30s and 40s. It was remarkable what they thought we would be doing by the 1980s. Unlike those films, though, this is not a purely utopian future. There's troubling aspects to the tech and what has been left behind. And while elements such as the robotic assistants in the home are seen as routine and typical in this setup, there are nods to the more troubling aspects of that kind of tech being commonplace. The inevitable upgrades that need to be paid for. Having them run cheaper if the users permit ads to come through periodically. Systems that are not getting regular maintenance, developing quirks over time. It's almost a feeling similar to Toy Story, with the group of cybernetics forming sort of a family unto their own and meeting together to confer and tackle issues that are coming up. There's Monique, an android that does household upkeep like laundry and preparing meals, and also has an unusual talent, hardware, to notice and identify emotions very precisely. Einstein is a construct of just a head whose purpose is intellectual stimulation. Howard is a mobile house cleaning robot. Tom is a child's buddy robot that Nina has had since she was young, and he really is capable of playing simple games with other people. And then Nestor is the AI that runs all of the house's systems and utilities. This group of 5 robotic and tech beings, servants, they have been with this household for years. And Alice, as the main owner, has not been keeping up with upgrades or maintenance. Nevertheless, they seem to have developed their own sense of self, and it has reached this point where they actually really deeply care about the humans in their household. Now, mind you, this is not Bicentennial Man. The humans may like them, but they largely view them in their assigned roles, and they get exasperated, angry, even abusive to them. It's an odd juxtaposition. The tech beings in this house trying to keep their humans out of harm's way, while the Onyx androids are running amok outside, raining down destruction. Me personally, I really enjoyed BigBug. If I had known prior to starting it which director was actually involved, I wouldn't have been surprised in the slightest at the bizarreness and charm that is present in the world of the film. I did recognize an actor and an actress, and started to suspect not that far in, since he has a habit of working with certain actors and actresses across multiple films. This film didn't lean all that hard into the dystopian robot uprising aspect. This could have easily gone the path of Terminator or Battlestar Galactica. Humans making tech that turns on them is a ridiculously common sci-fi trope. But BigBug did not make that the focus. It was sweet and also sad to see the robots try their hardest to connect with these humans. They are holding meetings together, trying to think of more ways to emulate and become more human themselves. They carefully observe and make note of what the humans are doing that successfully connects to each other. Not that that necessarily goes all that well. At some point, humor is agreed upon in the group as a good way of making people happy, but they don't have sense of humor for themselves, so they feverishly research it. Meanwhile, the humans are caught up in their own interests and concerns, and being trapped in a house with exes and new love interests made for some snippy interactions. I won't spoil where it goes, but I was surprised by where it ended up. I think the ending fit with the overall feel of BigBug. It's a dysfunctional, goofy, messy, charming, unsettling film. And I'm glad I watched it. If you want to watch BigBug for yourself, the last I checked, it was streaming on Netflix and Amazon Prime. In the future, if that's no longer the case, by all means, justwatch.com is where you can plug in a film and see where it's at on different streaming services. I wish I was paid for them. I'm not. It's just really useful. The sci-fi watching will absolutely continue, and the next movie I'm going to talk about is from Argentina. And happily, since a robot uprising is not just yet on the horizon for humanity, I will see you soon.